It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see the man back from retirement, Tom Brady, after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Colts and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man in his 23rd NFL season. Still doing it at age 45, Tom Brady.
And at one point, he announced to the NFL world that he had accomplished everything he needed to and was going to retire, but then reversed that decision. And I think everyone who likes football loves the fact that he's still out there throwing it around and still at the top of his game. In a career that's seen and accomplished just about everything, he figured there's always room to add to that legacy.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Play action. Now it's Brady. He's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 30 big ones.
We know that pregame defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get it inside the 35. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 20 carries, 124 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. On play action, now Brady. And this one is incomplete. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
And he returns this to the 22. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. Leading them out, it's the third-year man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Herbert on first down now. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention that they've been up and down.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 2nd and 15 now. Brady. And his throw is going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Brady. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he conjured up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. On first down. Justin Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Raiders at 7-1 now on the year. And they come in following a loss last week, and that, of course, ended that strong run they were on. They had won 7 in a row prior.
And something you pointed out to me before the game even began, they've had terrific fortune throughout their entire win streak, but we both saw it happen right in front of our eyes. Some of that good fortune dried up, and they ended up taking the loss.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Throwing now is Brady. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Brady now on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Again, it's Brady. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Brady to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. And their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Coltsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down at the Colts 32. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Over the middle, complete. It's Marshall. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Herbert now. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 14 yards that time for number 14.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Herbert. And Sanders has got it complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks. And you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson, from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. Second down, and it's Kamara again. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. On play action, it's Brady. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he finds his tight end, it's Ertz. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Brady now to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Brady going to go on 4th down. This is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. To throw is Brady. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Cole Beasley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen.
And you see zone defense, and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call. You got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Herbert's throw pulled in by Marshall. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll go option on second down, right side. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
He was brought down at the 40-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a run with Akers on second down. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Stopped short of the goal line. That's a gain of 3.
Play action. It's Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Tom Brady leads the offense out their next possession. The returns on the last drive, pretty good. 7 for 7, touchdown pass. Probably take that, right?
I would say so. I mean, when you're cutting them apart that way, feeling so accurate, so confident going downfield, and then able to culminate by putting it in the end zone, oh, yeah. He's feeling real good right now.
Now he'll try to carry that over to this drive. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Play action. Now it's Brady. Out route. He finds his man. It's Jones. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a play fake. Brady. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On play action, now Brady. Back to Kamara for another catch. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And he'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Colts. Michael Gallup from 13 yards out. And they're able to add on to their advantage. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raiders heading out to take over. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The open man here, Renfro. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Again, Herbert. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet, not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up third. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Colts to take over. They defeated the Patriots last week, now looking to make it 2 in a row here as they come up 1st and 10. Now Brady. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Brady. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay a one-score game as the lead holds at 8.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Herbert off of play action. And this is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 35.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Touchdown Raiders! Darren Waller from 3 yards out. And the Raiders have cut the lead back down to 2. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it.
Steps away to it, and now he's going to go down. A big sack, and they're unable to tie it.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A 3rd quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe 1st or 2nd, you don't? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Phillips now from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The last run got 6. Now on play action, it's Brady. That's to his running back, Alvin Kamara. Out a couple shy of mid at the 48.
And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt shaking that last. Take report from Vegas after this.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Carry for Kamara. Oh, he bowls over him. And he'll take this ahead about 4. 2nd down coming. From just shy of midfield, Brady. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Another good reserve. The Colts on the mark. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt us to stay in that spot. But I'm so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. It's Beasley, complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. That throw by Brady incomplete. Kamara. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow D. They get the football back.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. Yeah. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter.
And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. In check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. Oh, good move. And he'll go down, but not before getting inside the 30.
59 yards rushing for him now. His 10th carry of the ball game.
Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half 2.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he's bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one, as he just did there.
1st down, it's Herbert. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Is it normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that? Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. Herbert now. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Herbert. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
And I don't think there should be much of a discussion here, but you know how I am. You kick the football, you take the lead. How bold do you want to be in this situation, though?
So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This for a 4th quarter lead. The kick by Carlson is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Phillips, he's not going to bring this, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
And this one caught by Beasley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. From the 29, Brady. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. On 3rd down, here's Kamara.
And this is going to be a Colts first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Brady. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. And Brady's throw there, incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't roll it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, you're running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away.
And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
Hunter leading the Raiders Raiders offense back out onto the field again.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because
he's got a man complete.
It's a big play there for Vegas. 55 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Back to throw here, Herbert. It's caught by Sanders.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. And Allen's got it. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here's Herbert. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Gonna throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Touchdown!
Terrace Marshall.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders will add to their 4th quarter lead. So an important drive for them there. And they're not home, but momentum, Charles, definitely in their favor now.
And I like the point you just made. They're not home yet, but a 1-point game, and if you kick the extra point, make it an 8-point game. Only 1 score, but you're right. Momentum definitely in their favor right now.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And now let's discuss Julio Jones.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
play action. Now it's Brady. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
A few better down a score in the fourth quarter than Tom Brady. This is first and 10.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
The 71 yards now for Kamara, and it's a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. Here's Kamara off the draw.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
11 more on that one and another first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Now they'll throw with Brady. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Here's Brady. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Holding offense.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Brady. Complete to Jones. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Into the red zone, it's Brady.
There he is. That's for Julio Jones. And the Colts are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
First and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Now Brady again. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Cole Beasley with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Colts have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So out come the Raiders.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Herbert going to throw. Gets this to Waller. 7 yards there in the first down. Now Herbert got to get to the line in a hurry. Herbert to throw. In the hands of Stewart.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Raiders try to move quickly, trying to get everybody back to the line.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 45-yard line. Caught out right by Renfro. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Colts' 41-yard line.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Big 3rd down, a field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Another run here with Sanders. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
And how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
First down, Indianapolis.
Back to throw, Brady. That's caught once again by Gallup.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for Las Vegas, they're setting themselves up as a major contenders. They move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.